Sorry. Sorry guys, I'm late. If it's not Monday, between 3:54 p.m. and I don't know, 5-ish. We'll see. We'll see how long I can make it. Then whoops. But the good news is for everybody missing caller 9 right now, at least the video will start out at caller 9. Hey Chew, what's going on? Because I did just do the cue to call for the giveaway this week. So yeah. All right. Ready? Hey Mike, what's happening, man? All right, here we go. That's okay. I don't mind typos. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 1. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 2. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 3. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 4. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 5. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 6. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 7. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 8. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 9. Sorry, dude. So close. I know.
Thanks.
All right, take care.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, Lori. How's my Monday? Crazy busy. So many things to do. Oh my God. But first we need to call her 10 before I forget. Hi, it's the bone. Who's this?
Hi. This is Rob.
Hey, Rob. How you doing today, man?
Good. How you doing?
Not bad. Not bad. Rob, have you won anything from the bone in the last 30 days?
I have not.
You have not. Rob, what's your last name?
No. It's a friend. Perez.
Okay. Is your birthday? To accept the tickets?
Yep.
All right. Fantastic. Congratulations, Rob.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, man. Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
Wait.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
He's all, are we done? Are we good? Let's go. Don't feel bad. I don't. Am I too nice? Oh, caller 9 was too nice. I'm glad you made it in time, PJ. Sorry, I was running late today. I was chatting with Gorman and we ran late. Normally we talk on Tuesday. Well, normally we haven't talked at all. So we're just trying to get back into the swing of things. And we had so much to catch up on. And then all of a sudden I looked up and I was like, oh shit, where's my cue to call? I had recorded the cue to call before I got online with Gorman. And I guess what I must have done is I must have accidentally, there's this thing that you have to do where it's like after you record a break, you have to insert it into the log and then click to exit the voice tracking screen. And I think I must have accidentally exited the voice tracking screen without inserting the break. Whoops. But it wasn't too late for me to slip it in there before the end of the hour. Phew. That was a close one. Am I going to the Warfield tonight? No, I'm tired, you guys. I'm so tired. I hit a fucking wall yesterday. I mean, I had so much fun, but I just was so tired after the Lamont and Snelly Ball, and then after System of a Down and Deftones, and then yesterday I could not. I just could not. Like I got up, I got out of bed, and everything hurt, and I was just so tired. I couldn't shake the cobwebs off, and I made coffee, and I like tried like doing some treadmill. I was like, something's gonna wake me up, right? Coffee on the treadmill. Nope. Fuck it. I sat down and I was like, try more coffee. Nope. Basically, my whole yesterday, this was like, I was just telling Steve how I binged that TV show Cleo on Netflix about the German spy from the 80s, and like I binged the whole series yesterday with German subtitles because I was like, well, I can't get up. I'm too fucking tired to move. I'm just gonna sit here and drink coffee and read subtitles. It's actually a really good show. Deftones, System of a Down were great. I left System of a Down a bit early because it took me 4 fucking hours to get there. Oh my God, that was a nightmare. And here's the thing, right? There just wasn't any way it wasn't going to take me that long to get there because if I had taken BART, I have to drive to the BART station, park at the BART station, get the train, take the train in, and then walk from the train station to Bill Graham Civic to where they were having the shuttle that takes you to the park. Take me about 90 minutes to get in that way. Instead, I drove in, parked at the station, and then took an Uber over to Bill Graham Civic and then took the shuttle into the park. And that took forever. It was like 90 minutes drive in, and then it was like another 15 minutes to get an Uber, and then it was a Lyft actually, technically, but whatever. And then we sat in traffic downtown trying to get to the Bill Graham Civic, and then I had to wait because there was a line at the shuttles for like two shuttles came and went. To be fair, they had a lot of shuttles, so I got on the third shuttle finally, and then we sat in traffic all the way out to the park. And then once we got to the park, the shuttle drops you off at the very bottom of MLK in the park, practically at fucking Ocean, right? But I had to go all the way, like, okay, so here's the venue, right? I got dropped off down here. I had to walk all the way up here to the top of the venue and around to the side to get to the box office to get my tickets. And then I had to go all the way down to the entrance to get into the park. Yeah. So fortunately, our genius of a digital team director texted that you could pick up scooters on the way. So I scooted for the first time ever. Yeah, to get there. But it was a bit of a nightmare, and I almost missed getting my tickets. Big ups and thanks to the digital team for pointing that out to the people at the box office and to my friend Jolie, who was working in the box office and was like, oh, I know her. I'll pull her tickets. It's fine. And pulled my tickets aside for me when I got there because media pickup was cut off at 5:00. I left home at 2:15 p.m. It is not my fault that I was not in the fucking park at the box office by 5:15. I finally picked up my tickets at like almost 6 and then walked around and got inside at like 6:15, 6:30. And I left home at like 2:15 in the afternoon. Like, wow. It was a 4-hour odyssey to get to Golden Gate Park to see the show. So when we were like halfway through System of a Down, and a friend of mine who I know had backstage parking was like, I'm driving out right now if you want to ride. I was like, yes. And I had to find somebody to escort me backstage to get to him. And then we got to his car, and then he drove right out through the backstage. No problems whatsoever. And right to downtown, right to my car. I went from my car straight onto the bridge, straight home. It took me 4 hours to get to the park. And then it took me probably 1 hour to be at home, almost already in bed. It was nuts. I think I have a break. I think I have a commercial on this one. Let me see. So much going on. Anyway, so that's why I was extra fucking tired. Yeah, honestly, I wanted to go see Sammy, and I probably should have gone to see Sammy. But here's the thing, right? We all kind of went as like a team at the station. And at first I was like, I'm going to go to Sammy. You guys go to System of a Down. And then I'll be honest, we got turned down for System of a Down. And once we got turned down for System of a Down, I was kind of like, I was a little hurt. I was a little hurt by that, And so I think we as a station and as individuals kind of campaigned to anywhere that we could with why we should not be turned down for this show. But in the process of that happening, I really kind of needed to go, right? I can't be that asshole who's like, how dare you say I shouldn't be at this show? And then I also don't want to go to the show. So plus, I've seen Sammy a bunch, and System of a Down and Deftones are more metal, which is kind of like my wheelhouse. I don't know. It was a Sophie's choice, man. It was tough. In hindsight, I probably should have let it lie. But also everybody else really, really wanted to see Deftones. They haven't seen them much. Sorry, I'm a little behind on everything because I wasn't in on Friday, so I have no idea what's coming up. I usually prep my shift out a little more than this. But then also when I got here, there was like a commercial that wasn't going to run, and I had to look into that. And then there was like some other stuff that I was looking into, and then I was calling Gorman, and then here we are. So, yep, I do have another commercial coming up. 1 second. But yeah, tough choices. In hindsight, if I'm going to Golden Gate Park from here on out, I'm leaving early in the morning. I don't care what it takes. I'm leaving early in the morning. I'm driving all the way into the neighborhood, and I'm parking my car within convenient walking distance of the box office or the exit, whichever it ends up making more sense. And then I'm just hanging out the day in San Francisco. I might even need to get a hotel room or an Airbnb so that I could like take a nap. I don't know. Something. Golden Gate Park is like just brutal because they're going to do this again next year. That's for sure. Like this concert that happens the week after Outside Lands is definitely happening next year. And since this one sold out like that with out-of-towners, I think we can expect next year's to be very similar. Hang on a second. You guys don't want to hear the commercial, right? All right. I thought I'd do the sponsor while I was there. For 420 Floyd. Wait, I should keep an ear out. I don't want to fuck anything else up. All right. Of course Joe Satriani is still a badass. Did you have any doubts? Deftones were great. Did I mention that? It's actually been a long time since I saw the Deftones. I'm really glad that I got there in time for them. I would have been pissed if I didn't. I want to say the last time I saw Deftones was at an Aftershock, which is, as you know, is rare for me. So it was probably like 10 years ago. Have I not seen the Deftones in 10 years? Is that possible? Nah, I probably just don't remember. System sounded good, but I'll be honest, there's a little bit of a, I don't know, something about just, I don't want to say it felt like they were going through the motions, but it definitely felt like, I don't know. Last time I saw System of a Down was at the Fillmore, right? They did like a special show at the Fillmore a while back. I'm pretty sure that was last time I really saw them. But I still remember seeing System of a Down at the Warfield for like Snowcore or something like that. And they were crazy. So maybe now we're just a little bit older and they're less crazy. And that's what I'm not used to. But they sound good. They sound real good. Oh, no, you had to sell your ticket, Lori? I'm sorry. It was a really good show. Like I said, just getting in and out of the park was the hard part. Once you were there, everything was great, you know? The funny thing is all I could think of was like, this happened to me at Pearl Jam in 1994. In 1994, I came to Pearl Jam from Vacaville, and it was the single worst concert going experience of my life. And it was because the same thing happened, right? Except that show was at fucking noon because they didn't have lights on the polo field back then, right? And so we drove in from Vacaville, and I was bartending at the time. So I didn't get off work. I was bartending at a pool hall. So I didn't get off work until 3:00 in the morning. And then I slept for like 2 hours and got up and left at 7. And then we drove into the city in commute traffic, because of course that show was on a goddamn weekday. And then we parked, like we drove to the park. We had like MapQuest directions to the park, and then we just had to jockey through the neighborhood to try and find some place to park. We finally found a legal parking spot, had to walk like 2 miles back to the park, and we get there and there's no box office. I basically walked up to the park at the same place that I walked up to the park at, that I got dropped off this weekend. So then I had to walk all the way around the venue to get to the box office, missing Bad Religion the whole time. Like I could hear Bad Religion on stage the whole time we walked around. And then we finally get around, get our tickets. We get in, and there's only a beer garden. You couldn't buy drinks anywhere near the band. You had to go all the way to the back of the venue where there was a beer garden. And then we go in, we get beers, and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden we're like, why would they play Pearl Jam over the PA before a Pearl Jam show? That doesn't make sense. But then we were like, oh shit, they're on? So we had to pound our beers because they wouldn't let you take them out of the beer garden, and then run all the way up front to see Pearl Jam, where they played like 3 songs. And then Eddie Vedder puked and left the stage and never came back. And it was like a 2-hour goddamn Neil Young concert. And then after the show, it was like the epic walk 2.5 miles back to the car, commute traffic the whole way home, and just kind of miserable. Oh, it was like the hottest day of the year too. It was like 98 degrees. So everybody's just like burnt and burning. And yeah, that was horrible. So I was having those flashbacks the whole time I'm walking around trying to get in. At one point, oh my God, I couldn't find the box office. And the whole rest of the team is already inside, right? Everybody is inside the venue except for me. And they're like trying to tell me where to go. And they had told me, go to the Marks Meadow box office. So I put Marks Meadow in my Google Maps. And I scooted as far as I could, as close as I could get to it. And then they were like, no, now you have to park your scooter and then walk up that hill and you'll see it from there. And I was like, okay. So I parked the scooter and I start walking, and I'm like, I don't see it. And that's when they were like, oh, you should probably like Google map it. And I was like, okay. So I Google mapped it, right? And here's where I was, right? Marks Meadows. That's me, and that little pin drop is Marks Meadows, right? That's where I am. This is what's here. Come on. This is me. This is what's here. There's no box office here. There's nothing at all. There's no people. There's no box office. There's not even a meadow. So I sent that to the team. I was like, I don't know what to tell you guys. I can't find this box office. At that point, I was this close to just being like, fuck this. I'm going home. I don't give a shit. I don't need to see these bands. I was just like raging. But then I found it. I kept trying. I was like, I hear cars off in the distance. I'll walk towards the cars and hope I find it. And then I did. But holy shit. And it didn't help that I kept stopping to ask people and they had no idea. They were like, I don't know, maybe. One person sent me she was like, nope, it's not this way. Keep going that way and ask that guy. And I went up to the next guy and he was like, nope, it's back down that way. And I'm just like, if I hadn't had that scooter, if I'd been walking that whole way back and forth, I would have killed someone. I definitely would not have made it into the show. I would have just turned around and gone home. I'd have called a fucking Uber or whatever and just left. It was that nuts. I'll tell you what, Nicolas Cage playing John Madden is either going to be amazing or garbage. There's not going to be a middle ground on that one. And I'm scared. I'm scared a bit. In fact, that's exactly what Steve Gorman and I just talked about in our podcast. So you'll see that up later this week. My thoughts on the whole thing. I know, right, PJ? You know how much I hate fucking travel. 4 hours. I have a 90-minute limit. If I'm not where I need to be in 90 minutes, I don't need to be there. Fuck it. And that's exactly how I felt. And believe me, I was nuts. I needed like double microdose of mushrooms. Fortunately, the mushrooms and the Deftones kicked in at the exact same time. So I was less angry at that point. But I'll tell you, right up until then, I was just like, I'm not even staying. Fuck this. I was like, we're taking pictures and I'm out of here. Fuck. And then the Deftones started and I was like, I guess it's not that bad. I could stay. I was like a child. I was like a giant man child, just like having tantrums and shit. Oh yeah, sorry, Alex. I did want to go. Yeah. Which one of the Deftones is related to Chuck Billy? Is somebody in the Deftones related to Chuck Billy? I know that the guy who died in the Deftones was Jack Gibson from Exodus's brother-in-law. Hey, Chris, what's happening? Where you been? I haven't seen you in forever. Yeah, I was on a total scavenger hunt. It was like full-on Blair Witch Project. I was like, I'm gonna die out here. This is the end of me. Hey, Jess. You got a general admission floor ticket from StubHub for the System of a Down? Thanks, Rodney. I'm glad you like it. Somebody's trying to call, and I'll bet you they're still trying to win. Hi, it's the Bone.
Hi, is this the Bone?
Yeah, that's why when I answer, I say, hi, it's the Bone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that.
That's okay. What's going on? What can I do for you?
I was just wondering what number it was.
Number 873. I don't know. Sorry. I gave away those tickets about 20 minutes ago. Anytime you hear a cue to call, you can call a bunch for like a good 5 minutes. But after 5 minutes, definitely hang it up because I've definitely gotten a winner. I only have to answer 10 calls, and I usually only wait about a minute for the streaming to catch up.
Okay, yeah, I haven't heard you announce the winners yet. That's why I was call.
Oh no! I don't announce the winner. I feel like that's just mean to everybody who didn't win.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
yeah. Just give it like a good 5 minutes. But if you haven't gotten through in 5 minutes, just know that I already got that winner.
Okay, thank you.
You got it. Good luck.
Bye.
Cheers. Hey, Kevin. Oh, wow. Okay. 3 days and then you get discharged. Congratulations. That sounds like it's ahead of schedule, doesn't it? For a hip replacement. You think it's Chuck's cousin? Chuck's cousin is in Deftones? Let's see what the internet says. Learn something new every day, right? Oh, Jesus. Well, the answer is maybe, and the internet is being annoying with trying to verify it. They're not being specific. Yeah, I guess, okay. Stephen Carpenter is Chuck's cousin. Chi is who died, and that was Jack Gibson's brother-in-law. She was married to Jack's sister. I remember that. Yeah, I don't know how tight they are as cousins. I haven't heard of this, but I'm sure, let's see. Oh, he goes by Steph. Yeah, you know what? He it doesn't ring a bell to me, but clearly it is internet fact, so. Sorry, I'm just reading his wiki to see. Oh shit, he's a flat earther, y'all. No wonder Chuck doesn't talk about him. Sorry. You know what? His wiki doesn't mention it. But they may be cousins. Yeah, I don't know, Red. I'll be honest, I can't confirm or deny. I'd have to ask Chuck. Oh, you got floor seats for Hagar last minute, Jess. Congrats. That's nice. Yeah, and it's funny too because I made it. I literally did make it home so fast from the park that for a second I was like, I could get to Sammy right now. But then I would have been that asshole, like calling people and being like, hey, can I get into the show halfway through? And I don't think the people I work with at the pavilion would have appreciated that. Who knows? Maybe they would have been cool with it. But also I was already so tired. I needed to just put myself to bed. As soon as my head hit the pillow, I was out. And then I found out Sammy ended early. Somebody told me Sammy ended at 10:30. So I definitely wouldn't have really made it. I mean, I think I would have been rolling in there at I probably would have been rolling in there at 10:30 and just in time for thank you, good night, thinking I had another half hour that I could catch. So. Hey, Jacob, you're off work. Yay. What's news from the rock and roll music world? Go read my Facebook. There's not a lot of news, actually. It's been kind of slow. I do have a conspiracy theory that Pantera is wanting to release a new album, and so I think they did that First Avenue Minneapolis show to record for a live album so that they could drop a live album and see what kind of interest it gets to see if it would be worth it to record a new album, because it'll probably cost them a bunch of money to record a new album, but then it will be worth it if there's enough interest in people who will buy new Pantera music, which I think they're kind of hoping to gauge when they see how many people are down to buy the live album. Do I know anybody that needs 2 GA for Lamb of God on Wednesday? Oh my God, PJ. I don't know anyone in the LA area that buys tickets, but I'm sure you could probably StubHub that shit. I mean, as much as I hate scalping, when you gots to, you gots to. Yeah, you know what, Red? I'll be honest. I saw something that said I saw it on a Reddit thread, and then I saw something that said loud on like a Loudwire top 200 or 100 metal facts you didn't know, but it was like a clickbait thing where I was gonna have to click 1,000 times to get to the one thing that I was trying to figure out. But it did look like it was being verified by Loudwire, so maybe it's true. And maybe it just hasn't made it to his wiki. Although that does sound like something that would be in a wiki, right? Whatever. I don't know how crucial that is. You know what? Hold on. I need to move this. Wow, that is still way too late. Okay, hold on. Sorry, Freebird always makes me run late. Okay. Forgot to write down my commercial times. Hey, Alex. Oh, cool. How's the app working for you? Let me know. I don't know if it's my phone, but I've been having trouble listening. Like it seems like it's off timing. Encyclopedia Metallum says they are. Yeah, I think you're right, Red. I think it's entirely possible. I mean, they're both Bay Area residents, and it's actually a really weirdly small world. I have 2 friends that are really good friends, right? We've all known each other for like 30 years. You know, we all met like in the 80s and 90s. Early 90s, I think, is when we all met. And 2 of them just found out they're cousins. They did DNA tests. Just each one did a DNA test individually and came across the other as a cousin. And we're like, I mean, they were already friends. And they used to joke about being cousins for no reason. They didn't have the same last name or anything, but turns out they are cousins. Crazy. All right, let's see. Where was I? Oh, I got to write this thing down. No, not that one. Yep, there it is. Do you hear Circle K is going to buy 7-Eleven? I feel like there's a joke in there somewhere and I just can't find it. But there has to be, right? That's just too weird. And Circle K is Canadian and 7-Eleven is Japanese. I did not know that either. I know, right? Isn't that crazy? To just be friends with somebody for 30 plus years and then all of a sudden find out you're actually cousins in real life. DNA tests be blowing up families all over the country, around the world. I think that's the real reason they canceled Maury Povich. Right, Dan? Strange things are afoot at the Circle K. I thought Circle K went out of business. I only knew of Circle K really. I think we had one in Fairfield, and then from Bill and Ted. And then I didn't see one again, like the one in Fairfield went under, and I didn't see one again for like years and years and years until I was in Arizona. And Arizona had a bunch of Circle Ks, but go figure. What do I know? Oh, there's another one? That's weird. Oh, I know what this is about. Okay. I have a lot of live commercials this week today. And you know when they say you have one job, that's my one job. Make sure these commercials happen. Oh, I also have 5 Finger Death Punch tickets to give away. Almost forgot that one. It was funny. I was watching this chick. She's my new favorite thing. I think her name is Charlene K. And she's hilarious. And she was doing this thing. She's like a comedian and a rock sort of artist. Not sort of artist. She's definitely an artist. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, well. She's like a combination of comedy and drag and strip and rock and and she's like, as an Asian woman, you know, I grew up only having one real, you know, Asian female rock idol. She's like, everybody say it with me now. And everybody was like silent. And she's like, Cassandra from Wayne's World. I was like, oh my God, she's not wrong. Where do you watch or listen to my interview with Carrie? Well, Red, that's not going to be live. That's going to be recorded, and we recorded on Wednesday. So I don't know how long it's going to take us to turn it around. I think we're probably going to wait until after Labor Day to post it. But you'll see it on my YouTube page. Did you fall asleep during Metal Zone, PJ? How is that possible? You didn't have it turned up loud enough. I fell asleep before Metal Zone. In fact, I'm pretty sure I fell asleep like right at 11 o'clock because Cody from Hatriot texted me right after I played them and I was out cold. I didn't see that text until the next morning. They had a cartoon based on the movie. Oh, yeah, they did, Dan. I never watched the cartoon. I don't know. Something about cartoons. I only bond with certain cartoons and the rest of them I just don't care about. Now you need a Slurpee, Kev. You know what? I was more of an icy girl. I'll be honest. Probably because there was a Kmart within walking distance from my house and they had ices. And then if we walked a little bit further, there was a Thrifties, and I would choose Thrifties ice cream over everything. Plus it was cheaper. I could get a triple scoop ice cream for the same price I was getting a small icy. Actually for less, right? Because I think a small icy was like 70 cents and a triple cone was like 50. Yeah, it's funny because the way you remember Slurpees tasting is not what they taste like now that you have an adult palate. But as a child, you're just like desperate for sugar. You're like, I mean, remember the dipstick? The dipstick was basically a fucking Kool-Aid packet with sugar added. and you just dipped a piece of candy into the Kool-Aid packet of sugar and just ate it. We were basically just spooning colored sugar into our faces. Yeah, you're right, Red. Tia Carrere. Asian metal icon from the 90s. Cassandra and Crucial Taunt. They made a cartoon about everything in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, once they realized stoners were watching cartoons, they started making a lot more cartoons. Dude, Thrifty's ice cream is still the bomb. What do you mean ices are gone? Ices are gone? I thought they still had them like at movie theaters and stuff. I felt like ices were thicker than Slurpees. And Slurpees had larger chunks of ice, which I didn't like. I didn't have sensitive teeth, but I had a little bit of, but I got irritated after of like having to chomp my way through an icy. I mean, a Slurpee. But also the 7-Eleven was nowhere near my house, right? So my house was close to like the Kmart and when you're a kid and you're Tom and Jerry and everywhere you go, you know, distance matters. The killer tomatoes still haunt you. Dan, that's hilarious. Metalocalypse is the best. I bonded to that cartoon hard. Who had the slush puppy? Where was slush puppies? Was that A&W? Vane, dude. Is that a Vane song? Did you just quote a Vane song and expect me to pick it up on a Monday when I already said I was fucking tired, PJ? I love you, but don't try my patience. Yeah, ices are still around at movies and gas stations. It's probably like a copy or trademark or a copyright thing that only some people have them. All right, let's see. Do I have to do a commercial on this one? No, I don't. Oh, I have to talk about giveaways though. One sec. Last week. "1077 The Bone and Soundgarden with Fell on Black Days." I'm Nikki Blakk, and if you're here in about 11 minutes, I'm going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to see Five Finger Death Punch at the Shoreline Amphitheater on September 3rd. Those tickets are on sale now at livenation.com, but if you are here in 11 minutes, you'll have a chance to win them, and if you win them, you will qualify for the grand prize, which is front row tickets and a signed guitar. Okay. Oop. Still running a little bit over. Probably should have dumped that Triumph song, huh? There we go. Now we're back on time. I used to love A&W, but we didn't have an A&W close to me, so the aforementioned unwalkable thing. Maybe it was an East Coast thing. I don't know. The name Slush Puppy sounds familiar, but I can't picture whatever it was. Hey, Justin, how's it going? Is it a Vane classic? Okay. Don't get me wrong. I love the Vane guys, and I think they're fantastic, but I was never so into them that I knew what songs were what. Except for, Beat the Bullet, because there was a video for that one. Shh, don't tell them. I love them. I don't want them to think that I am not a fan. I am a fan. I just am not a fan where you could just drop a casual Vane title in front of my face and have me pick it up, because I'll be like, what is this? Justin, what am I doing later? Fucking sleeping. No, I got to color my hair too, because I got the Mountain Festival in the Smoky Mountains this weekend. So on Wednesday, I fly to LA, interview Carrie King, and see Lamb of God. And then at the butt crack of dawn, we fly to Memphis, where, and then we drive another hour or two to Pigeon Forge, actually Gatlinburg, which is near Pigeon Forge. And I only say Pigeon Forge because some people know that that's where Dollywood is. But that's where I'll be for the rest of the week. Kevin, we do bone shirts. It's just that we don't do them for sale. We do them for promotion. So somebody else, we partner with a sponsor who pays for the bone shirts, and then we have them printed and then we give them away at functions. But how to get them at functions is, a matter of right place, right time. I mean, usually we throw them from stage wherever we are. Justin, I already played the Doobie Brothers. Where were you, boy? Where were ya? I played, what did I play? Black Water? Around 3:55? Or was it 2:55? I think it was 2:55. Yeah, thanks for not ratting me out, PJ. Yeah, if you see Vane at the whiskey, tell them I said hi and that I love them dearly. Don't tell them that I don't know their song Icy by heart or by vague reference on internet. Don't be like, yeah, I left a comment on Nikki Black's live stream about Icy and she had no idea what I was talking about because all I said was Icy. Hey, Lance, what's happening in PA? Only one PA person today. The other Pennsylvania guy didn't check in. What size shirt do I think Paul and Carrie wear? Medium. Paul's tall but skinny, and Carrie is short but stocky, although Carrie looks like he's lost a ton of weight since they started touring. I think he's upped his cardio. Plus, he's old now. Motherfuckers are all in their 60s and shit. Slush puppies. Hey, Justine. Oh, I'm so glad you liked the footage from L&T Ball. Did anybody else go to L&T Ball? We had a good time. I was worried. It was looking like it wasn't going to be very crowded at first, because I always end up getting stuck introducing the first band for some reason. So I go out there and the place is fucking empty. But I did notice how nicely it filled out by the time the Stone Temple Pilots went on. And Stone Temple Pilots are so great. You forget how many hits they had until you see them play. And then you're just like, oh my God, in that one. Bradley's department store or Toys R Us? We had Toys R Us, but we didn't have a Bradley's. I don't know what that is. So maybe Slush Puppies were at Toys R Us and we just never went to Toys R Us. Because we couldn't afford them Toys R Us toys. That was for fancy kids. Dan, there was a what in Chester that had food and pinballs? Oh, was it A&W? There was an A&W in Chester. I don't know where Chester is. Chester, California? Is that SoCal or something? I mean, that A&W root beer float was a classic. And plus, as a kid, you know, A&W was like the sugariest of sugar sodas. And we had like, my mom was like a little bit of a health nut, so we weren't allowed to really have soda. Oh, it's in Northern California, huh? Never heard of it. PJ, I didn't actually introduce Stone Temple Pilots. I said, "Are you ready for Stone Temple Pilots?" And I said it on the end of "Are you ready for each band that was there that day?" Because I introduced Our Lady Peace, the opening band. So actually, the morning show introduced Stone Temple Pilots. I just made it look like I did. Oh, it's near Chico? That's weird. I'm still never seen it. And I used to go to Orland like every year for a holiday, at least one holiday. It must be over by Chico, like on that Chico side, like over on 20 or something. And we never went far off of 5.99. 5, not 99. 5. All right, 1 second. I'm going to do a cue to call, so I'm going to mute you guys so that you can't hear it for a minute. It's by Lassen? Really? Like Reading Lassen? I have to Google it. Red Bluff. Okay. I know where Red Bluff is. Also, I have to pee before I do this contest. Otherwise, it'll be like an extra 15 minutes past being able to pee before I can go. So, BRB. Okay. I just realized I hadn't checked the text lines for a bit. But nope, no texts. Ew, traffic's bad. Traffic's always bad. Hello, Marilyn. How are you? Oh, I have this off? I do. Okay. Oh, you live by there now, Dan? In Chico, Red Bluff? Gotcha. I know, right? Tell you what, when I first started on the afternoons at the Bone, I had to do traffic reports 4 times an hour. Plus, I had to talk another 3 times an hour. And it was like I was constantly on the air, and I had like 1 6-minute period per hour, I think. Because it was like, I think we did 2 or 3 songs at a time, but we only did 3 minutes of commercials at a time. So we were just doing these breaks constantly throughout the day. And I never had any time. I had like like I said, I had like 1 extended period where I could just make it to the bathroom and back. But there was no pooping in afternoons. God forbid somebody meet me in the hallway and start trying to talk to me. I'd be like, I gotta go. Coffee's keeping me alive right now. Kmart had icy. Thank you, Kevin. That's what I thought. Slush puppies were at mini marts. Okay. Which I would have never noticed because we didn't have a mini mart by me. Like I said, we had Kmart and Thrifties, Albertsons, that sort of thing. Whoop. Oh, PJ tapped out before caller 9. Do I miss Kmart? No. That would be a weird thing to miss. You know what I did used to miss? Our Kmart had a buffet. Our Kmart had like a weird little lunch counter. I don't know if I call it a buffet, but it was one of those lunch counters, you know, like where you go through and they have everything on little plates. And they used to have cheesecake. And at lunch, that Kmart would get so busy, and I was poor that I would get in line with everybody and I would just like eat a cheesecake as we were waiting in line. And then like hide the plate. And my whole thing was like, well, you know, if their service was faster, then they'd catch me before I ate the whole piece of cheesecake and I would pay for it, but they never caught me. So, you know, I only paid for whatever I still had left on a plate by the time I got to the register. Yeah, I was a terrible child. Terrible. I was also really hungry and craving sugar a lot. Sorry. I finally got hairspray back, but I'm still working out the kinks of this new haircut. People miss Kmart? I don't know. I mean, in the sense of missing any store in particular. I don't know. I think, and plus we still have if I really wanted a Kmart, I could drive to Kmart. We have one, I think, still in Concord out by the pavilion, but I don't think Kmart's all that different than Walmart or Target, right? I try not to shop at any of those stores if I can help it, although sometimes you can't help it. Plus, I still belong to the evil empire of Amazon. Sometimes I got to do that. Hi, it's the Bone, your caller 1. Hi, it's the Bone, your caller 2. Hi, it's the Bone, your caller 3. Hi, it's the Bone, your caller 4. Hi, it's the Bone, your caller 5. Hi, it's the Bone, your caller 6. Hi, it's the Bone, your caller 7. Hi, it's the Bone, your caller 8.
Oh, darn.
Hi, it's the Bone, your caller 9. Sorry, dude.
Oh.
So close, I know.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Better luck next time. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Cheers. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Oh, she was sweet. Let's see. Let's try this one. Hi, it's Bone. Who's this?
It's Jason Benson.
Hi, Jason Benson. How are you today?
Doing great. Stop work.
Oh, yeah? What do you do?
I do welding right now.
It's kind of late to still be welding, isn't it? I thought all the welders got cut at like two or 3.
No. Well, I've been commuting from San Jose to I live in Alter.
Oh, my God. That's one hell of a commute. Jason, how do you spell your last name?
Yeah, BNSON.
Okay. And have you won anything from the Bone in the last 30 days?
No, man.
Excellent. I need to get some information from you. Congratulations, Jason. Your caller dead.
No freaking way.
Way, bruh. What's your email address? Death Punch at the Shoreline Amphitheater, and you're also qualified for the grand prize, which is front row tickets and a signed guitar. And if you win that, we will call you next week and let you know. But you've won a pair of tickets for sure, so keep an eye on your inbox and your spam filter, because we're going to send you an email with the tickets in it. As soon as you see the email from us, we need you to open it up and accept the tickets inside. There's a digital release that you have to sign as well.
All right. Thank you. No problem at all. That's great.
All right. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. I'm going to go call my son right now and tell him the good news.
Fantastic. Take care, Jason.
Thank you.
Cheers. First time winner. Fuck yeah. Justine, you started drinking Dunkin' Colombian? Oh. Justine and where's our and Lance, right, from PA? Listen, I know that what I'm going to say is going to be hard for you to hear, but Dunkin' Donuts coffee is swill. Sorry, not sorry. It's super gross. I have tried Dunkin' Donuts coffee on many an occasion. I've had it in Boston. I've had it in New York. I've had it in California. I've had it from the grocery store. And every time it has just been so foul that there was not enough cream and sugar to be put in there to make it drinkable. Whenever I got it, right, Dan? Like, it's obligatory. If you make donuts, you have to make coffee. And apparently it's obligatory that if you make donuts, you have to make bad coffee. But I think that East Coasters just grow up with it being like the only fast available coffee, that they develop a taste for it. You know, kind of like smokers, right? I mean, cigarettes don't taste delicious until you're addicted to them, and then they're delicious. But yeah, I don't know. East Coasters have this weird bond with the Dunkin', and I don't get it. What about vegan donuts? I've had some excellent vegan donuts. I've had vegan donuts that have tasted better than non-vegan donuts. I mean, because it's a donut, dude. I mean, the difference is pretty minimal. What is there in donuts that's not vegan? A little bit of milk and a little bit of potentially lard. But everything else is basically sugar and flour. Oh, butter. There's probably butter. But I mean, there's substitutes for all of those things in baking that are just as good. Like one of my favorite chocolate cakes is a flourless chocolate cake that I found because Passover, I guess during Passover, Jews can't have leavened bread or any rising bread product or flour product. So there's a lot of like flourless recipes out there for people to make during Passover. And one time I was trying to make a gluten-free chocolate cake for my sister's wife. And I mean for all of us, but because my sister's wife is gluten-free, and we were having like Thanksgiving, I think, and I was making the cake. And I found this flourless chocolate cake recipe, and it was fucking delightful. It was better than regular chocolate cake, honestly. I've had some bakery level regular chocolate cakes that this cake was better than. So I don't use gluten-free or vegan as like a taste indicator, unless it's like a pedantic product. Like if it's, if it's like Albertsons gluten-free, it's probably not as good as like bakery gluten-free or like homemade gluten-free kind of thing. Pizza's good. Here's the thing, right? Apparently Pete's was the original Starbucks, and then they made Starbucks, which I think ended up just being coffee that they put it's like not as good of a coffee, but they add a lot more junk to it. It's like added sugar and flavors so that you don't taste how bad the coffee is. If you ever get like a coffee flavored coffee at Starbucks, it's not that good. In fact, if I try not to go any place corporate owned, but if I am getting Starbucks because it's the only place there, then usually what I'll do is I'll get their nitro cold brew because it's not chock full of sugars and calories, and it's I think it's the best tasting coffee that they have. I don't like their hot coffees. I've tried Dunkin' Donuts flavored coffees, Justine. I thought it was awful. Ooh, it just tasted like chemical flavoring on top of petroleum flavored coffee. I swear. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I have a lot of East Coast friends who every time I say that, they want to fight me. I get it. I know it's an East Coast thing. Dan, you just got some Jewish donuts. Do you mean bagels? Or did you mean kosher donuts? Two different things. Kosher food is fucking delightful because all it is like a higher food standard for a lot of things. Like if I like hot dogs, if you buy hot dogs and they're not kosher, like I will buy kosher hot dogs if I'm buying hot dogs, because otherwise who knows what they're grinding up in there. They're allowed to have like a small percentage of other, right? If it's not kosher. Yeah, the USDA allows for a percentage of other inside their hot dogs, and I'm not down with that. You don't have the bond to Dunkin'? Oh, okay. Oh, coffee ice cream is the best. You know who loves coffee ice cream? Barbara Streisand. It's her favorite flavor. Yeah, I read her book, and I learned that among other things. Barbara Streisand's a badass. Trust on that one. "1077 The Bone" and Bad Company with Bad Company. I'm Nikki Blakk, and we are going to be in tough company this weekend. Oh man, this is the one time of year where I have to choose a side between the San Francisco 49ers and what used to be the Oakland Raiders. My divided loyalties, I don't know which one I'm going to pick at this point. In fact, I'm probably going to keep it to myself because I don't want to argue with people. But one thing's for sure, we are going to have the entire game right here on 1077 The Bone in bone-crushing stereo. Pre-game is at 6 o'clock. Kickoff is at 7. And it's all happening right here on 1077 The Bone. Oh, we are way behind now. I mean, early. Why are we so early? What's going on? All these songs are too short. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, still behind. Weird. Okay. How about this one? You know, I haven't had any Journey today. That's weird, right? Oh, safe travels, Kev. Enjoy your discharge paperwork. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Dude, right, Red? Coffee ice cream is the bomb, and there's not enough of it in the world. Hey, Brian, what's happening? I was gonna say I make coffee ice cream. Yeah, it's I make it with an espresso that I make at the house. Usually I use Kaladi Brothers goat blend. Dutch Brothers. No, I don't know what's up with Dutch Brothers, Dan. I don't remember ever having a Dutch Brothers coffee, actually, now that I think about it. I tried to get Dutch Brothers when I was staying at my friend's in downtown Napa for Bottle Rock, but that Dutch Brothers line was like way too long for me to bother with. So I went over the bridge. I went to the other side of the freeway into the outlets, and I found this little tiny coffee shop that also sold cookie dough. And they made really good coffee. In fact, I got 2 coffees. Oh, yeah. Everybody, right, Red? Everybody knows the Hebrew National hot dogs, the kosher ones, because we answer to a higher authority. That commercial campaign. Oh, Justine, don't feel like you got to I mean, you don't have to prefer Starbucks. I don't prefer Starbucks, ultimately, right? I only get Starbucks if it's the only thing around. I try to eat and drink locally owned places if I can, if it's at all possible. I got to be honest, the taqueria across the street from my house has really great coffee, and it's just some basic bitch coffee that they brew. And then I'm pretty sure they throw some like cinnamon or something in there. I think they put like horchata spices in it or something, but it's fucking delightful. Dan, your grandfather respected Barbra Streisand? Wow. Everybody should respect Barbra Streisand. Prince respected Barbra Streisand. Like, she's kind of a baller, let me tell you. You wouldn't know it, but she is. Is this somebody still trying to win tickets? Hi, it's Simone.
Hi. I'm curious. Did I win?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Usually I always have a winner like within 5 minutes. You can try. Yeah, as soon as you hear the cue to call, I wait about a minute to make sure that the stream catches up, and then I answer 10 calls and I'm out. So call a bunch for like 5 minutes, but if you haven't gotten through in 5 minutes, you can go ahead and hang it up.
Oh, I could have sworn you just announced it. Okay, no worries.
No, that was like 10, 15 minutes ago almost.
You know what? I'm streaming through my phone, so I'm wondering if I'm just getting a slow stream or something.
Oh.
I'm sure you just announced it.
Well, if you pause the stream, like say, here's something I've learned. Say you get a phone call or something, or you like open TikTok and a TikTok audio starts playing. It'll pause the stream where you were listening then, and then when you log back into the stream, it picks up where you left off instead of picking up in real time where you should be right then. So, yeah. So if you've been listening and you know that like you've paused the audio at some point, log out of the app and log back in to make sure you're in real time.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah,
Okay,
because you might have gotten a phone call, or somebody sent you a text that had like a something with audio in it that you clicked on, and when you went off the audio that you were listening to and onto something else, it pauses, and then you're behind a few minutes. And if you do that multiple times in a day and you're listening all day, you could be behind for several minutes or more.
Oh, goodness gracious. I had no clue, but hey, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, I'm here to help.
Another quick question for
Yeah.
you. So when you guys were doing the slash contest, I had like 3 people trying to help me win this thing. And so we had a quick question. So once you're in the drawing, I guess, was there like other radio stations that were in on the same drawing?
Oh, that slash contest. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most stuff.
Okay.
Anything that is anything that is a text contest is going to be considered a national contest.
National. That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
And if
Okay.
you're ever not sure, you can always go to 1077thebone.com, and the contest page will have all the contests that we're running at the time and all the rules. And I believe whenever there's a national contest, we're required to like post the odds or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
Maybe. Yeah, no, that's fine. And one little small question after this. So once you guys once the person has been chosen for like the national one, how soon after that do you find out?
I never find out.
Or no.
No one ever tells me who won this stuff. They're afraid I'll call. I never know. I'm lucky if I know who wins our local grand prizes. Honestly, they don't even tell me that.
Interesting. Okay, I was just curious, like after they pull the name, like how long does it take them to actually contact you? Are you waiting for a week?
Oh God, no. I'm sure that like the contest ends and they probably have some computer program that pulls the name on Monday morning, and then they call the person as soon as they pull the name. So so a contest like that will run for like 2 weeks in a row. And you figure we're entering people nationally 4 times a day. So that's multiple radio stations giving out a keyword 4 times a day for 2 weeks, for 10 days. So that's 40 entry chances per person if you're listening to every single one and texting in every single time. And then it's every radio station nationwide that's participating. So it would be a slash thing. Cumulus owns like, I don't know, 300-ish, 350 stations nationwide, but they're obviously not.
That just put everything in perspective.
But they're obviously not all rock stations, right? So
no, they're not. No,
so you figure maybe 100 radio stations at most. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm really pulling numbers out of my ass, except for the 350. I have a pretty vague idea on that one. I don't know how many stations participate in those contests, but those are national. But sometimes we get trips locally. Sometimes we get trips locally. Like we had an Eagles trip to see the Eagles at the Sphere, and that was only us.
Yeah, I saw. I heard. We were trying to. Well, it's my entire company. Like we have like 4 people here that we're all trying to win like the slash contest, and then we were trying to do. I think it was the Eagles. It was like 2 contests. I was in Vegas. Just all recently, but that really does help us out a little bit because we were all kind of curious here.
Okay, I'm happy to help.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Sure thing. Have a good one.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye. She's like, why don't we just win stuff? I don't blame her. I would too. At least it's not LA. Yeah, like I said, Dutch Brothers, meh. Did I have any Bonehead fans ask me for my phone number? No. And if they did, my phone number would be 888-303-BONE, because I prefer not to be like flirting with people who are customers of my company. It's not a thing, Jacob. Don't yeah, don't encourage people to flirt with me. You think most people meet someone they like on the internet? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how people meet people anymore. I think it's all dating apps these days. Or it's just lunch. Honestly, if I ever get to the point where I really want a date, I probably would do like a dating service like It's Just Lunch. Because I mean, at least then, there's like a person putting you together with another person instead of like this needle in the haystack swiping bullshit that happens with apps. But I prefer to meet somebody organically in real life. Oh, take care, Justine. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be my last day this week on the live stream because, like I said, I'm traveling. And tomorrow will be a very short one, too, because I'm going to have to do a lot of work before I leave town. Hey, Brian. Columbus, Ohio. Ooh, Ohio. Did I leave Ohio? My mom grew up in Cleveland. So I've been to Cleveland a couple of times, but not Columbus. Oh, wait. I think I did go to Columbus when I was on tour with Jackson Brown. I think we played Columbus now that I think about it. Is Columbus where they're really into chili on spaghetti? Was that Columbus, Ohio? You're already seeing pumpkin spice everywhere, Dan? Yeah, well, pumpkin spice already is everywhere. The pumpkin spice people, you can't fight them. You can just avoid them. Red, why would you think Blind Illusion is done? That's not what we were talking about last week. We were actually talking about how Blind Illusion Mark just went out and got a whole new band. He's got all new guys now. Hi, it's Bone.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I won some tickets last week, and they told me to keep an eye on my email, but I never did receive anything.
Did you check your spam filter?
I did.
Did you win something that's far off in the distant future or something that's recent?
That's in October, I believe. Kevin Hart.
It's not till when?
I think it's October.
Oh, well then just keep it on because it could turn up anytime within like 2 weeks of the show. If we get to like early October or late September and you still haven't seen the email, definitely give us a call.
Oh, okay. No, they told me to call in a week if I didn't see anything.
No, they didn't.
Go for a week and a half or 2 weeks. Yeah.
No. Because the tickets can get sent. We don't have the tickets in hand. The promoter gives them to us and then we give them to you. But the promoter sometimes won't send them to us until, a couple weeks before the show. So if the show is if the show's in the distant future, your tickets could turn up anytime between now and then. Sometimes we give away tickets for shows that are happening next year.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then those tickets can turn up anytime.
And so what should I search for? Like phone or, I got a ton of emails, so sometimes just going through it.
It could be Bone, it could be KSAN, it could be Cumulus, it could be Live Nation, it could be, I don't know who the promoter is for that Kevin Hart show, so it might be a different promoter.
That's gonna be fun to try and find
that. Well, the email subject will have some kind of like you won these tickets thing in it. I've never received a winner email, so I don't know what they look like.
Neither do I.
I'm ineligible to win.
Oh. Well, there you go. Oh, well.
Yeah. Sorry.
I guess I'll search Kevin Hart, but then, like Live Nation and all these other, ticket sellers comes up. That's something I can find.
Well, I don't know, honestly, because like I said, I haven't seen the email. As far as I know, it comes from us and you have to click on a release. And that would mean it would come from either cumulus.com, ksan.com, or The Bone.
Cumulus?
Cumulus is our parent company. That's the corporation that owns us.
Oh, okay. And what was the other one?
KSAN, KSAN. That's our call letters, KSAN.
Okay. KSAN.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, I'll give that a search.
Okay. Well, like I said, it probably hasn't happened yet. You probably haven't gotten the email if the show's not till October. If you haven't seen the email by like late September, by the last week of September, give us a call.
All righty. Thank you.
Okay. Cheers and congrats.
Bye.
Bye. Take it just for you. Cincinnati. You're right. That's where they did it. Cincinnati. It was like a whole thing to have spaghetti on your, or chili on your spaghetti. Does Columbus have like a weird sandwich that's a popular thing? I feel like there was like some kind of food item everywhere we went in the state of Ohio. I used to work for BGP too. I miss concerts. No, I don't. I see them all the time. Like chili mac, but with spaghetti, whereas chili mac is with mac and cheese, is macaroni. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Red. They blew up, and Andy left. Everybody left. They basically the whole band just like exploded. And Mark went and got new guys, so now that's Blind Illusion. Yeah, they're all alive and well. He's got all new people. No, it's not pizza. Columbus? Nah. Why do I make you hungry? Because I'm always hungry. Ohio style. What is that Ohio style? Let me see. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Columbus, Ohio. Regional food specialty. This is what I did every day was I Googled the local food specialties to see if we could get something, so that we were getting something fun to eat. Let's see. Cincinnati chili, also known as Skyline chili. Okay. A Lavash Cafe. What is that? No, that doesn't make sense. Pierogies. Maybe it was those was it the cookies that are named after the nuts that there's like a college team named after? What was that? The something I, the now I can't remember. But yeah, I would text out the band I would text to the band whatever like was like the local flavor or a couple of fun facts about every city we were in. And then I would try to find locally owned restaurants for us to eat at. Maybe we didn't go to Columbus and I'm just forgetting. Maybe we went to Cincinnati and Cleveland and I don't know. Buckeye. Is it Buckeye? No. Is Ohio the Buckeye state or is that somewhere else? It is. Okay. Is there a Buckeye cookie or a chocolate confection or something? Buckeye candy. That's what I think it was. Yep. Buckeye candy, and I remember I was trying to find some and I couldn't find it. I think that's what we were trying to do. Reese's, but made to look like a Buckeye nut. There we go. Mystery solved. I should probably do an Ask a Hot Chick live to help people like you, Jacob, so that you don't have to keep looking for charming and original ways to make a connection. There's an Ohio-style pizza, edge-to-edge toppings. Grinders is the sandwich. Maybe that was it. It's been a minute. I'm not sure what you're asking now, Jacob. Are you asking if I'm divorced with no kids or who's been married twice? I don't know what your questions are there. Hang on a second. "1077 The Bone" with Def Leppard and Rock of Ages. I'm Nikki Blakk, and Def Leppard, of course, with Journey, the Steve Miller Band, at the Oracle Park in San Francisco on August 28th. And 1077 The Bone is giving those tickets away all week long. You can pick them up now at Ticketmaster.com or be listening in the 8 a.m., 11 a.m., and 3 p.m. hours for your chance to win. Okay. Oh, thanks, Brian. Yeah, I got to try those Buckeye cookies. They sound good. Now I'm getting hungry. Jacob, that sounds not rom-com at all. It sounds more like a horror movie. Thanks, Brian. That would be cool. I think I better tap out, guys. The boss just texted me and I got some more work to do, and it is getting late, and now I'm hungry. So, oh God, Jacob, don't watch soap operas for relationship advice. That's scary. Okay. Definitely tapping out now. Love you guys. But I do have to do some stuff. Some behind the scenes stuff that is going to bore the shit out of you because it's just going to be a lot of me typing. So, thanks for coming by, and we will chat tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to have to hit it and quit it tomorrow because there's a lot going on this week, and then I'll be out for the rest of the week, and I'll be back on Tuesday. So there's tomorrow, and then I'm gone till Tuesday. Oh, but be nice to Tony. He's filling in for me. And on Monday, be nice to Dennis Willis. He's filling in for me on Monday. Cheers, guys.